Hey everybody, it's your boy, Eduardo Jackson, CEO, founder, creator of the Cinema Draft game, coming at you late Monday night. Had to hand score again, son of a bitch. But we're here, we're alive. We made it through, and just wanted to get this weekend recap and review with you. No real reviews of any movies or anything this weekend because we did see Atomic Blonde and luckily at a screening earlier in the week. And to be honest with you, that definitely shaped my strategy. So we'll get into it a little bit. All right. So here's the lobby, and as it turns out, and it's been a while. I'll have to check the records. It's been a while, but oh damn, I don't have my soundboard up like I do on Wednesdays. Any day now. Damn, so there we go. Yo boy, Eduardo Jackson, Cinema Draft swag. We took the week, damn it. We also had the call sheet of the week. This isn't it. We'll show that in a minute. But since we're already here, let's take a look at my winning call sheet in the feature presentation. All side bets have essentially been collected. Y'all go up my whiteboard. All you group chat members will know exactly what I'm talking about. The whiteboard has been fed. Nom, 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 nom. Thank you kindly. And yeah, so here's what we had. So basically, I had a total fade of Atomic Blonde. And it was going largely off of both the weekend estimate. Was this week? Yeah, from Box House Pro in combination with having been at that screening, and I'll tell you why. When I saw Atomic Blonde, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Solid 3 reels. It's got a weird pace and energy. It's almost like, and then later on over the weekend when I read a little bit more about its backstory, it's only like a $30 million production from Focus Films. Focus Films tends to do like fairly small indie type films, foreign films, whatever. It already pre-sold off all its rights, overseas, so it's not like it's going to lose money, but it's not probably going to make as much money as they thought either. And so when that was all factored in, then it kind of made sense. Kind of. I mean, it looks fine. It doesn't look like it like a cheap picture at all per se. Set in the 80s, period films can be a little pricey sometimes, but basically it just has a funky pace. It's hard to describe if you haven't seen it, but it doesn't. I mean, it feels, there are parts where it's really action-y and parts where it's not action enough. And so armed with that knowledge, armed with that review, and like I said, it might be kind of hard for, like, people are really going to love the action sequences. The action sequences are definitely worth the price of admission, but there was almost too much plot to this movie. And when I say, and not even in like the good way, I mean, you could say something like Game of Thrones is too much plot, which it is, but in a great way. This is too much plot in a bad way, to the point where at the end, everyone's double-crossing everyone. You don't know who's playing for whom. Yeah, you don't know who to trust, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. It's just a big freaking mess. So, yeah, I think that kind of worked against it as far as this word of mouth. I believe it did get like a B or B plus something, which, for easily satisfied, great inflation crowds, it's not like very high. Considering. So I don't know. So I decided I was going to fade Atomic Blonde, even as much as I thought it was going to do well. After seeing it, I didn't think it was going to do great, because going into the screening, I thought this movie had a chance to do like 30, 40 million. This sucker, what it finally clock in at? It finally clocked in at. Nope, that's not it. It finally clocked in. That's the week. Here goes weekend at 18.29 million. 18.29 million. So good, but not great. I mean, like, look at it. See, $30 million budget. They're not going to lose money, but it's not great. Oh, hello! Look at Girls Trip. $19 million budget. Will Packer and crew, 65 million total gross so far. And if we go by our 2.78 multiplier, which is the amount, which is the multiplier times a movie's budget that a movie needs in order to break even, they've already broken even. Imagine that. They only needed 52.82 million off a $19 million budget to break even. They're already in the black. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Was it Universal? Yeah, Universal Studios, Universal Films, whatever. Mazel tov. All right. So back to my call sheet. So yeah, so I had a heaping helping of Girls Trip. 1, 2, 3, 4. I had five. I had a 5-pack of Girls Trip. I actually started off in the background talent with a 8-pack of Girls Trip before I finally came to my senses and decided to mix in a headliner stack of Dunkirk for the feature presentation call sheet. So headliner stack of Dunkirk, which also did well. I think he did 26 point. Oh no, 28 million, 26 million. I just saw this. What was it? 26.61 million. There you go. So headliner stack from Dunkirk, 5-pack from Girls Trip, headliner stack from A Ghost Story. Now I took a little shit in the group chat. You know who you are. I won't call you out, Devil. But someone said that they thought I was smoking crack if Ghost Story was going to do anywhere near 800,000. You know what? He was somewhat right, but he was also wrong. And I didn't do 800,000, granted, but it did what it came here to do. Almost 400,000, 368,000, or essentially 3.6, 3.68 fantasy points. With the headliner, it actually gets bumped up to 5.18. All right, so yeah, so even though it didn't do 800,000 like I'd hoped, it still did well enough, especially if you had just headliners to perform. And then, even though I would have loved to have squeezed in a headliner from Wonder Woman, I was just a couple hundred short. So I went with Robin Wright in Wonder Woman, 7,700 for 6.68 points, non-headliner, but good enough to secure me the narrow, like by a nose hair, as he would say in group chat. The point, I won this by 0.11 points. By, what was it, a hundredth, 111th or 11th, whatever, 0.11 points over Michael Vellante, another group chat denizen. Valiant effort. You came mighty close. He had a 4-pack of Dunkirk, which is probably what cost him, only because, once again, he actually, even though he got second, he still wins first place money. So, he's really not losing that much. He's still a big winner. $46.25 into his account. But I will say he went 4-pack of Dunkirk, which cost him the opportunity to get more than a couple of actors from Girls Trip. He had a headliner staff from Girls Trip, which is smart. He had 2 actors, a headliner and a non-headliner in The Big Sick, and then he punted in platform release with Sonia Acevedo in A Ghost Story. And if he'd had just a little bit more money, just a smidgen more money, he probably could have gotten like either a headliner in Ghost Story, which actually would have surpassed my stack, or I guess it depends on what he would have sacrificed. But basically, if he had even swapped out just one of the Dunkirks for a Girls Trip, he could have spent a little bit more somewhere else and possibly could have taken first place. But still, this is an excellent call sheet. Michael Vellante, will we ever see you out of the top 5 from here on out? Well done, sir. Well done. Group chat, we need like a call sign or something, because the group chat just runs this mother. Because here's another member of the group chat, Cheese God, aka the God of Cheese, number 3, on the week, and his call sheet had a headliner stack of Girls Trip, a headliner stack of actually a 4-pack, 1, 2, 3, a 4-pack of Dunkirk. All right, similar. He had a 3-pack of A Ghost Story with only one headliner. Aha, okay. And I see, and with only 300 remaining, he couldn't afford a second headliner, because otherwise he probably would have won this game. Because he also ended up with Zoe Kazan as a headliner from The Big Sick. So super close, 204.22 points. Just, God, I guess just like a point and some change off the pace. Well played. Strong player. He's also, I think we'll be seeing him in top 5s for here to come. Smart Ash, welcome back. Welcome back to the top 5. Want to sneak on the low, one of my favorite players. She hasn't she's been kind of inconsistent in her play recently as far as playing or results. But I think she might be back. I think we have her back now, and I'm looking forward to more top 5 scores like this one. 203.16 points. She had a headliner stack of Girls Trip, a 4-pack of Dunkirk, a 3-pack of A Ghost Story, and and then also then a headliner stack from Ghost Story, and then a non-headliner Yasmina Gutierrez from Ghost Story. Okay, I dig it. And then a non-headliner. I see what you did there. A non-headliner from the Big Sick was probably and no money left, so she spent all of her budget. It's a very solid call sheet. Probably thinking if somehow she could either gotten a headliner out of the Big Sick or excuse me, I guess it's late. Or something. What I'm seeing common theme here is everyone did load up on Dunkirk as much as they could reasonably afford, sliding Girls Trip ever so slightly. If they'd actually gone 3-3, they actually might have had a little more money left over to get a headliner from the Big Sick or something else that would have made the effort. That's interesting. If I think about it, I have to play that in my head. If a 3-pack with 2 headliners from Girls Trip and a 3-pack from Dunkirk with a headliner stack would do it. That's interesting. I can't reverse engineer it right now, but that'd be interesting to see if that's the type of call sheet that actually would be the optimal call sheet. And then rounding up the top 5, Gamble 24/7, 198.55 points. Let's see what he did. Okay, so he had a headliner stack from Girls Trip. He had, is that right? That's not right. I'm sorry. No, he had a headliner stack from Dunkirk. He had Regina Hall from Girls Trip. He had a headliner stack from Emoji Movie. All right, our first emoji sighting. And I think a lot of us were down on it because, I mean, these reviews were brutal. I mean, look at 6%. Actually, let me refresh this, see if it got any better. Yeah, 47 reviews, 6% fresh. I mean, just got absolutely nailed. Look at that. Dunkirk, 93%. Girls Trip, 63%. Even Atomic Blonde, 75%. So, I mean, it's interesting. I don't know if it's definitive. It's and look in the audience score. This is what I would be more concerned about. The audience score is 45%. So that just means it sucks, especially for an animated movie. These are like historically low numbers. So what I'm curious to see as we move on and as we move along in this game, as we all get better, learn more, develop our theories, et cetera, and play the game each week, I'll be very interested to see just how closely, these box offices hew to Rotten Tomatoes scores. And I only say that because Rotten Tomatoes is just an aggregation of critical reviews. The tomato meter is just an aggregation of critical reviews. The audience score, this is, us, like you and I, like, logging in and casting our score, our vote on how much we liked or did not like a certain movie. So I'm very curious to see, and I'm sure as we build out the game, get more people involved, build out a community around it, and develop analytical tools, I'm sure some brave soul will break all this stuff down, and you'll probably have to pay a monthly fee to access it and get all good info, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm sure someone will break all that down for players as we develop. So so the Emoji Movie, he's got that. He has a headliner from Maudie and Ethan Hawke from Maudie, and then Zoe Kazan from The Big Sick. So it's and I think I mentioned this before in the preview, maybe really balanced call sheet. Really balanced call sheet. There's a lot to like in here. I think I even predicted it might be top 5. It did make in the 5th slot. But then also this harkens back to something else that Jay Devlin would say, and that is that you don't necessarily want to be too balanced. Like if you have an inkling, a hunch, or whatever, and you need to go with it, you need to go all in on it. But this is the type of week where the salaries were fairly balanced, the score distribution, the box office distribution was pretty balanced. You have 4 movies within 10 million of each other. So if there ever was a weekend to take a balanced attack, it was probably this weekend. So So nice shot. You did a good, took a nice swing. Didn't quite work out, but still fifth place money, which is essentially fourth place money. Nothing to sneeze at. And then we will go off the map a little bit for our random call sheet of the week. Let's go with Thomas Sampson. He was DFL, dead fucking last, but let's take a look, see what happened here. So he had a headline. Oh, no, he had a 2-pack from the Emoji Movie, 2-pack from Baby Driver, including headliner Kevin Spacey, Brigsby Bear, which got the minimum. Let's see, non-headliner from Landline, nearly the minimum, 1.30 points. Kristen Wiig from Despicable Me 3, and then non-headliner Bokeem Woodbine from Spider-Man, and then Charlize Theron, Atomic Blonde. And this really just kind of underscores what I was just saying. No clear strategy so much as I'm going to load up with high performers. I mean, he did take a shot with high performers with the Emoji Movie, but these really get you some points to make you competitive. You really need to have a couple headliners. Brigsby Bear was on too few screens, only on 3 screens. Same thing at Landline. Landline actually, no, I think Landline was on only 4 screens. Cars 3, I guess you had to have a limited in there, but it's kind of past its prime. You could have done with maybe just 1 Baby Driver, not 2. Despicable Me 3 is a classic example of a movie that's too wide for its own good. Spider-Man: Homecoming, it's still making some dollars, made $13 million, but better choice, especially at this price point, at this salary point. If you're gonna spend $13,000, might as well get you a Girls Trip. Yeah, missing Girls Trip, missing Dunkirk here, pretty much doomed this call sheet from the start. But I appreciate the play. Keep playing. Listen to the podcast, Thomas Sampson. And sign up for the group chat. We are running this mug. I mean, group chat is always in the top 5. Actually, in this week, 4 of the top 5 slots are to group chat members, and then 6, 7, 8, are group chat members. So I don't know what to tell you. And look at Excellent in 9th place. Still gets 8th place money, so he cashes. Good job, Excellent. Well done. Keeps the streak alive. 16 weeks in a row. 4 straight months. This dude has been in the money. That's impressive. And this one is lacking. Not enough Dunkirk, not enough Girls Trip for my liking. But well done. 9th place. Good for 8th place money. His cash streak is alive. All right, so let's take a look at my call sheet of the week, which I believe is, what call sheet was mine? It was, the view expired. I believe it was the Best Boy. So if I had 205.51 points in feature, I believe I had 206.7. There we go. It's 206.70 points for the call sheet of the week, the Best Boy. All right, so here's how it shook out. I had headliner stack from Dunkirk, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-pack from Girls Trip. I was able to squeeze in Chris Pine as a headliner from Wonder Woman, and then I went 1 headliner from Ghost Story and a non-headliner from a Ghost Story, and that was the difference. I kind of split the difference. I remember thinking as I was working my way up from the $10 background talent, up to now is $50 Best Boy. I got an idea around not the gaffer, but the key grip, the $30 key grip, where I was like, I wonder if I don't necessarily need both headliner points from a Ghost Story. If I split the difference, if that'll give me enough salary, enough budget in order to squeeze in my lone limited release Wonder Woman as a headliner. And so that's what I did. I decided $50 Best Boy, take a shot at it. I was too scared. I was too punked to try it in the feature presentation, but it turns out I didn't necessarily need it. I was still first. But that's how I was able to squeeze out an extra, 1.5 or whatever. So I am the call sheet of the week, 206.7 points. No soup for you. No bonus. No bonuses out to the call sheet of the week. It rolls over into next week. $50 will be the bonus. Good luck to all. Okay, so let's take a look at this week's talent pool. I guess I need to drag it over. This week's talent pool. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here we go. Dragging it over. All right, here we go. So, all right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new entries. Dark Tower wide release, Kidnap wide release, Step platform release, a documentary, I believe. Wind River super small, 4 screens, and then also Wolf Warrior 2, which will be in its second weekend. Did really well on a per screen average. I believe it's a China film from our friends over at Well Go USA, Chinese film distributor out here. So, real quick overview. Kidnap is bargain basement. It is a Halle Berry vehicle. The trailers look dreadful. HSX is not having it. They are not interested. They don't even have a weekend opening for it. They just have an overall price. They think this thing is going to gross only 8 million like total. This thing is a dog with fleas. I'm not even sure if you want to punt it. I mean, the trailers look terrible. This has potential to be like all-time bad wide opening film. If they had any sense, they dropped this sucker into like 1800, keep it as limited release and kind of cut their losses. They won't. It just looks bad. I mean, there can't be any buzz out there for it. I just it's terrible. Anyways, so Kidnap is min price. Step is also min price only because it's on a few screens. What else? Dark Tower. Dark Tower. You know, HSX is predicting nearly 30, maybe. Let's see. Dark Tower. I'm not sure why my voice went up an octave there. Nearly 30. Yeah. Here we go. So 28 million opening weekend. I'm mildly intrigued. I'm not sure if it's gonna be my opening. I'm not sure it's gonna be like my Thursday night movie yet. I'm leaning more towards. What am I leaning towards? Oops. I'm leaning towards Detroit. Oh, I'm sorry, 6 openers. Sorry, Detroit opened last weekend on only 20 screens. Did gangbusters, like 365,000. Actually, what did Detroit do? It did. Yeah, 350,000. So that's 17,000 per screen. That's not sustainable. So even if you assume it's gonna, let's say it drops down to about 9,500 per screen, it's gonna be on 2,800 screens. That's 26 million, y'all. This actually might be your sleeper hit right here. Interesting. What did they say for Detroit? Oops, clicking on the wrong screens. Here we go. Let's see what they did for Detroit. Catherine Bigelow, she's developing a name for herself. So opening weekend, which essentially I think they're counting as this weekend coming up. They're counting as 14 million. Interesting. What we had? 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, 50 on 62 reviews. That's a sample size, y'all. Oh man, I think this is wildly undervalued in the estimates. I think this could be our sleeper hit right here. Stay tuned. We'll have more information. I'm going to go over probably just the shot list tomorrow. I don't think we have a guest lined up. So I think it might just be shot list oriented. So I'll save all this for tomorrow. We'll do a deep dive into just the shot list, construct the call sheet on the fly, all that good stuff. But those are the new films out this week. Definitely check them out. And thanks for hanging with us, everybody. Cinemadraft.co. That is cinemadraft.co. Get all your friends to sign up. We need people. We need players. We need bigger prize pools. Subscribe, like, comment, share via iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, or wherever you get your lovely podcasts that you listen to. And I don't know, it's kind of late, everybody. I'm going to bring this plane in for a landing. I guess we'll see you all tomorrow, or actually Wednesday morning when you listen to the podcast. And why don't you go see a movie or something?